And we're live.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Comedy Cellar Live. We're here. No, not Comedy Cellar Live. Comedy Cellar Nightly. Here,
Bro.
as we have been many nights with Mahran Khagani.
Hello.
Can you be a little more flamboyant when you say hello?
Hello.
There's Mahran. Sherrod Small.
Hey, staying safe.
Elizabeth Furiati.
Hi.
Big GM. Des Bishop. We haven't seen Des in a long time. Look at him.
Yes, I missed you all.
Where'd he go?
Joseph Adoram. That time you came out, Estee. And Kevin.
I was there yesterday.
Kevin Isa. How you doing, Kevin?
What's
What's up, everybody? What's like in quarantine? Des, we haven't spoken to you in a long time. What's going on with you?
Well, you know, my tour was canceled in Ireland, so I was going to stay in Ireland, and then everything started shutting down, and I panicked that I would miss the summer out in West Hampton. So I got on a Corona-filled plane and came back on March 18th.
There you go.
Really?
So I fostered a pit bull, and I'm isolating out here on my own next to the beach.
How did you have it? Were you sitting next to somebody on the plane?
I was in business, Noam. I mean, I wasn't that infested now. Come on, but I was sitting next to a woman who completely wiped down the entire seat with some sort of antibacterial wipe.
Yeah, but were you nervous?
I mean, I was nervous. I mean, Ireland actually, you know, the Trump shut down the flights from Europe except for, you know, people returning to America. But Ireland was like nothing compared to New York City. So when I got back to New York, some people were like, "Whoa, you've been in Europe." I was like, "Fuck you, motherfucker! You've been in Manhattan. I'm getting the fuck out of here."
And now you just holed up. You're in West Hampton now?
Yeah, I've been here since March 18th.
Oh, okay.
Are you by yourself?
I am, but I'm okay, Estee. You don't need to worry about me.
No way you've been in
I
isolation.
do worry about you. I do worry.
Well, I have somebody. Hey, Becky, come here. I fostered a pit bull, and she's really keeping me in great company. Come on. I have to say, the best thing I ever did, a proper Sherrod, you'll be happy. It's a proper ghetto dog, you know.
I'm just happy that you did have a business seat. Thanks for mentioning that.
Oh, that was a statement. Come on,
pompous asshole.
What, I'm in West Hampton. I got a business seat. I mean, come on, man.
He asked you if anybody was sitting next to you.
Live stream.
Sherrod, do you fly business class?
Yeah, I fly business, but most of the times I fly is somebody's paying for it.
So they pay. Wouldn't you rather have I was wondering about it. Wouldn't you rather have the cash than the extra ticket money?
Yeah, sometimes if it works out better, yeah.
I think so. What about you, Kevin? Where are you?
I'm in Houston right now, Sugarland to be exact, the suburbs.
And you is the virus out there?
It's everywhere.
Yeah, it's out here.
A lot? Oh, look at that.
Yeah, it was like, hold on, let me try to get closer. They got these little ducks. We used to throw these when we were kids.
Turn the camera around so we can see the security guards chasing you.
Oh my God.
You know what's weird? It's like if you touch one of the baby ducks, the mom won't want it anymore. I have no idea why.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I used to do it. Not anymore.
It's like Sherrod.
Oh.
Boo.
Sherrod touches one of the baby ducks.
Boo. Well,
I was funny, Sherrod.
Fix your background. You look like you're in a Tom and Jerry cartoon.
My God.
Me?
Yes.
Looks like an AHA video or something.
I like these backgrounds. I've been bored. I've been doing this every night, so I'm playing with the backgrounds. This is my new one. I might like this one, Sherrod.
Oh, now it's better. Now I like that.
Anyway.
That's like an old night at the Comedy Cellar table.
So
Is Roy Ennis in that picture?
So you want to hear some bad news? These PPP loans are a mess. I don't know what we're gonna do because the loans are coming through, but you have to spend all the money by June 30th. And
Brewster's Millions.
Yeah, but the thing is, if we're not open, we won't be able to spend the money, and then it's not forgivable. So it's conceivable that we won't be able to open, even when they tell us it's okay.
But can't you just spend the money by paying the staff? Isn't that part of what the loans are for? That you just pay the staff?
Well, that is the thing. But the way it's working out is that if you are open now, if you've stayed open, assuming that you're profitable or making ends meet, and you stayed open, then you get a two month windfall of money to pay your payroll and bills.
So shows tomorrow?
Yeah. But if you're not open because the government says you can't open, then if you do get the money, you have to spend it all by June 30th. But if they don't let us open until June 15th, obviously we're not gonna be able to spend it all by June 30th because it's for 8 weeks. So then the money will not be forgivable, which means that, you know, if the place is not busy, we won't be able to open.
Can you do a to-go food business, like just like have takeout random food for people?
There's no, I don't.
Cellar's food is good.
Yeah, but there's no money to be made from that. I mean, you'd have to sell a tremendous amount of food to make.
Well, how much baba ganoush we talking now?
A lot of hummus. You're also starting from scratch. We're not a to-go restaurant. You have to get on all those platforms. There's the technology in that, and then having people come in and out. And
yeah,
McDougal Street is dead, and it's not exactly, you know, the most pleasant right now.
I saw that.
No, there's only a few cuisines I think which really make money with deliveries. Pizza, Chinese food. There's a few things. Otherwise, if you have a going business and it's a little extra money, that's one thing. But to try to pay your rent and your bills and all that from selling hummus to go is just nuts. You can't.
Yeah, Mamoose, you know.
Really, Mamoose?
Is Mamoose
just out of curiosity, Noam, would you? I mean, this is just a hypothetical. Would you open if they said under 50 and sell 49 tickets and just run the show like that?
I would try. I'd have to do the math. Liz, what do you think?
I mean, 49 people in the room that seats 120, you know.
We've been there before. Oh, fuck.
I mean, I suppose if we could do 50 people a show at regular prices,
and then do, you know, 4 shows at night,
and didn't have to pay the comedians.
I can give you a PPP loan. You know, I'll forgive you in the future.
It's going to be the kind of thing where if it's viable or not, it's going to be really not much different than staying closed. You know, it's going to be very, very close call.
But aren't we just a gay pride parade from being back on our feet? Mahran, jump in.
I've offered to strip at the club. I've offered so much.
Oh, that'll keep it under 50. That'll make sure that we don't bust the number.
Why is your hair so nice? Is anyone going to ask about
He does it himself. We finally figured out.
I don't think it's nice. It's this is what happens. I'm a quarantine hair, you know. I got Chris DiStefano quarantine hair.
It's a better coif than the Stefanos.
He's not able to look bad.
What's your pug's name again, Liz?
Gizmo.
Yes. Gizmo.
Yeah.
So what else, Sherrod? Last time you were on, you told us that black people couldn't get the virus.
I never said that. You always want to misquote me.
You said that, Mike.
It's like when Jesse Jackson ran for.
Bring up the audio, Mike.
Bring up the audio. I just said that we catch it at a different rate than everybody else. That's all I said. Yeah, it's just like when Jesse Jackson ran for president, he said no matter what he say in a newspaper the next day, having it wrong. He said he could walk on water and tomorrow say Jesse can't swim.
Liz,
that's how you quote me.
Liz, will you please?
You also, not only did you say it on this show, you said it for weeks leading up to.
No, I said we don't catch it. No, I said we're not dying like everybody else dying from it. And I said they're using the malaria cure. To try to slow the progress of it. And I said that black people blood is the malaria.
Are you really doing hydrochloroquine? You can't do these things, Sherrod.
No, I'm not doing it.
And also black people, and also black people are dying disproportionately more in New York.
I thought there was more black people dying.
No, that's wrong.
It's more.
It's been more Asians who died. Chinese people died more than anybody, first of all. So start there. And then it's been more Italians who died more than that. So then that's the second step.
It doesn't mean Italy. You mean in New York, Chicago, for instance, black people are dying at twice the rate of white people per capita.
It's more overweight people dying from it and people who had preconditioned respiratory issues that's dying from it in the city. And yes, if you have a smoking problem, some type of lung issues before that, then you have a higher chance of catching it.
Chinese people are thin as hell.
They smoke like a motherfucker. You ever been to a casino?
I'm detecting some defensiveness here, but it's not clear to me why. Nobody's saying anything bad about black people.
It's your backdrop now. You're like a suspect on CSI.
I'm saying that
It was like a full week on CNN about the concern about the high number of black people that were dying from the virus.
Propaganda, Des.
Show me it.
Propaganda.
Yeah.
Show me it.
I can't bring it up, but can somebody bring up Anderson Cooper couldn't stop going on about it.
Des, has any of the 2 black people that you know died?
Yo.
Wow.
They're right.
I mean, is your maid there?
They're on this screen. They seem to be doing okay.
No, but in all seriousness, Sherrod,
Yeah.
quite seriously now, why is this subject bothering you? Why are you getting upset like that?
No, I'm not getting upset. I just don't want to be misquoted.
Okay, well, let's start. But we're not misquoting you. But all right, but let's.
No, you said Mike's going to bring it up, right? Bring it up, Mike.
Sorry, Sherrod, let me just ask a question. Had there not been a rumor floating around in the early days of the spread that black people couldn't get it? That was a rumor that did start to go around, right?
It was first that poor people couldn't get it because all the people who were getting it were traveling around the world. So it was just a rich people disease at first.
What?
Where were you getting this data?
Because everybody who caught it was people who traveled to what's the name of the town in China?
Fake news, Noam. Fake news.
Wuhan.
It's people who traveled to Wuhan, and people who had access to people who traveled to Wuhan.
I saw you about to make up some Chinese.
Just like the guy who got it in Westchester the doctor who got it in Westchester. He was traveling around to Wuhan. Who's buying an $8,000 ticket?
No, there is truth. There's truth in that. In Ireland, all the early cases in Ireland were people that had been skiing in northern Italy. So there was a wealthy element to a lot of the early spread in Ireland.
It's been demonstrated that the bulk of the virus, the mutation that is in New York, is from Europe. It's Italian. Sorry, Elizabeth.
Italy was bound to get
That
it
has
like
not
that.
been demonstrated.
It has so.
I will Google that while you guys.
No, that was a genuine. That was a genuine report that the majority of the New York strain came from Europe.
I'm gonna look it up.
That's true. He's right.
I've heard discussions about that topic, but I didn't realize it had been demonstrated.
Yeah, no, I had a friend from the NIH stay with me for all of last week. She gave me a lot of interesting data.
Whoa, she?
Right?
And more in New York State.
The great surprises of this conversation.
And not get penalized. So I'm thinking
There is a New York Times here article that says most New York coronavirus came from Europe. Genomes show. Son of a gun.
Sorry about that.
God, this is a big moment. The pandemic has given
But Des, you're in luck.
But I remember in the early days.
Sorry, guys. From Europe. Sorry, guys.
In the early days of coronavirus, they were saying that like New York was going to be super vulnerable because it has 3 Chinatowns. Right? Like they said that because of all
and Fox News say
how
that.
you going to have 3 Chinatowns?
Isn't even a hotspot.
They were wearing masks and flushing before all of this.
That's true.
Amazing, right? So is that because Trump locked down China and he didn't lock down Europe in time?
That's what they claim.
Yeah.
Well,
and also it's just here. It was just here so much earlier than people thought.
It turned out that the virus got mostly through Italy and rest of Europe.
Yes.
Because the eye was on the ball in China when it started. So nobody was paying attention to what's happening in Europe. In the meantime, from China, it went to Europe first, and then to Europe, it came here.
Yeah, it makes me.
Des, it's all your fault, Des.
It's all your fault, Des.
Listen, I've grown up hating Italians all my life. I'm blaming the Italians. You can't blame the love hate thing, Liz. You know I'm only joking.
Yeah, Des, you came from Europe, and we all know about you in China. So.
And you're wearing this.
That's right.
Yes.
Citizen of China.
So we need a new name for this virus.
The Des.
You don't like what Trump calls it?
No, you need something that's some kind of Italian name now.
Arrivederci.
The Berlusconi.
Arrivederci virus.
Arrivederci virus.
What's the Italian Lombardi? Is that it?
The panchetademic.
Fusilli virus.
Panchetademic. Yeah, it's good. What's that, Mahran?
Panchetademic is genius.
So, Mahran, what else? How are you? Where's your husband?
Husband is upstairs. He's well. Everybody works all the time.
Wait, you're gay?
I do all the domestic stuff. Unbelievable. What just happened? What just happened?
Did you
Speaking
just
of other
fall
black
over?
stereotypes.
Kevin just fall over.
Go ahead, Mahran.
Yeah, no, but I mean that's it. It's like he's working by day right now. His sister, husband, and baby are here. I'm taking care of a baby, which I have no talent for.
A human baby?
Vector.
A human baby?
A human baby that like sees right through me. Every time I smile at it, it's like, how long can you smile at me? Oh, you're actually depressed, aren't you? Like the baby knows.
How old?
Like 7 months.
You're changing diapers?
No, that's not my
Have
thing.
you bedazzled the baby yet?
Like I let him jump on my tummy, and that was like really happy. It was like the happiest I've been. But no, the baby doesn't believe me. He knows I'm a fake happy person.
Yeah.
Are you getting broody? Are you broody as a result?
I'm not broody. I mean, like, I'm domestic. I've been baking. I cook all the time. I shop. I like do the chores. I keep the house feeling nice. It feels really good. It's very natural for me. I'm not proud of it.
You're a
Like, I
housewife.
don't have any work to show for it, although I am writing something good.
Are you cooking or are you getting deliveries?
Are you asking Liz?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm cooking.
Are you cooking?
Yeah, I'm cooking.
For yourself?
Really?
Yeah, I'm cooking for myself. Yeah.
Well,
I didn't
Liz
know you
don't
know how to
cook.
cook.
Oh my God. I'm Italian. We all know how to cook.
Yeah, I would figure that. Yeah.
Liz, how's your ex-husband?
I think he's still alive. He could be dead. I really have no idea.
You don't keep in touch?
No. Sorry.
Liz, were you married before?
Liz, you're straight?
What is wrong?
Yeah, you
I
know
don't think
married.
Dad is actually
That was
kept
pretty
quarantine.
Liz had a total like page 6 Comedy Cellar page 6 divorce. It was all the rage.
Wow.
What do you have to say about that?
Who?
What?
Sherrod? What,
Oh, I just gave them the story. They asked me the story. I gave it to them. Whatever. They're
you're
my
not
friends
gonna
at page
talk about
6.
my wedding?
Oh, yeah, that's right. I came to your wedding and we see how that turned out.
No, put up a picture of Liz's ex-husband there.
I can't even listen to Dave Matthews Band anymore without thinking about y'all.
Sherrod, where's your daughter staying?
She's in Jersey City.
He didn't.
And you haven't been able to see her since all happened, huh?
Yeah. I see her every day. I just video chat.
Oh, video. That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the future now. They've been out of school for it's been like a month now.
Yeah, it's horrible.
But they're doing all this stuff online, so all the schoolwork and whatnot. It's harder for kids who don't have Wi-Fi and whatnot.
You gotta wait. New York, Sherrod.
What's that?
Is she going to school in Jersey or?
Yeah, in Jersey City.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they've been doing online schoolwork and classes for at least 30 days now.
It's a freaking nightmare.
Estee's homeschooling her grandson.
Oh, Estee, you got that job? Everybody's complaining about that.
Yeah, no, my son is doing it. I just stepped respectively to the side.
Why is it a nightmare?
It just reminded me why I gave up teaching.
Yeah.
Is
Because you couldn't do the math?
Huh?
No, why did you give up? Why? Sorry.
Because he's a wizard when it comes to math, but to have him write something or whatever, it's like crossing the Red Sea. It is horrible. So my son is doing it with him. I mean,
I'm homeschooling 2 kids, and I like it.
Yeah.
And they're impossible. It doesn't bother me.
How old are they?
My daughter, she does all her own work, so.
My kids are 8 and 6. My son is 6. My daughter's 8. We have a 2-year-old also, but he's obviously not homeschooling.
Yeah, the easy years though.
Yeah, that's the easy years. If you had like a 12-year-old.
In 3rd grade.
Get bored. Some things are too easy. Some things are too hard. It's just
that's when you hit them.
Thing should take.
I do have a problem.
Still sitting over it.
I do have a problem. Not my son, but I know a 6-year-old who keeps playing with his penis.
Yeah.
He's got to know he's doing his OnlyFans and his homeschooling at the same time.
I know a 56-year-old who does that.
Joke. And my friend doesn't know how to get him to stop.
You put hot sauce on it.
No, you don't.
That's how we get you to stop.
That's how we get him a Mexican boyfriend.
I don't know. It's kind of you know. I mean, I don't know.
Well, he's playing. So sorry. Are your kids? No, are your kids having like a full class on like a Zoom type call?
No, they each have their own computer, and they log into their own classroom, and there's no live lessons. Maybe they'll start that. It's mostly just pre-recorded material from the teacher and like worksheets and stuff like that.
So how do you know this kid is playing with a penis?
Oh,
Noam's online talking to him.
That was way too long of a pause. No.
What do you think is being blacked out from the background? It's the dungeon.
You want to have a quick answer for that for the future reference? No.
I can't take my eyes off it when a kid does it.
Never mind. So, okay,
when hours later.
Do a Zoom, that's how.
You know, actually, no, on Monday when they came back from the spring break, the teacher had the whole class in the Zoom. So the kids got to see each other.
Yeah.
And that was really cool.
Junior high school, they're doing that.
My school's behind the times.
But
they're just so young, your kids. So once they get in junior high.
Estee's grandson is the same age as my son.
Oh, they did it for his class?
Yeah.
Wow, yeah. He goes to a better school than your kids now.
But I did learn something. I have picked up, and then we'll get on something, but I have picked up, it's really true that I'd say 85% of the time they spend in school is bullshit.
Yeah, they're not going back the same way they used to go. Nothing's going back the same way. Companies going to do the same thing. Everybody's going to be like, hey, we can do half the workforce here. And you know what I'm saying? Everybody's going to cut back once they go back.
There's not like if I get my 6-year-old to read 20 minutes, do 15 minutes of math, and then write for 15 minutes, if I could do that every day, he would get 100% of what he's going to get out of school this year. I don't know what they do the rest of the day.
But that's why teachers even complain that they feel like they're babysitters and not teachers, because most of the time these kids are just sitting here.
That's everything. Like most jobs are organized well.
I tell you, it is so different from what I don't remember, but I know, like in Israel, they don't get any homework whatsoever. Nothing, zilch. Okay, it's the first grade, but something.
We don't need it, Estee. It comes easy to us. Nothing, Sherrod?
I was about to, but I said, nah, Sherrod, lay off of this.
It's a form of discipline. It's a form of discipline that you come, you have your snack, you sit down for an hour, and you study some more.
Yeah.
Can I just throw a bit of a leftist?
The parent can be involved.
Leftist European social democracy nonsense. My friend's dad works in education in Ireland, and he said the number one cause of educational inequality is homework, because it's entirely reliant on the type of home study
that you come from. Yeah, so is attendance and tardiness, because sometimes if you got to fight your way through 3 gangs to get to the school, you might be 5 minutes late.
And the rich kids are like 6 years old and playing with their
Hey, Sherrod, leave half an hour early.
That's true. That's what I did. I did.
Fine. Don't give me excuses.
I started a gang just so I could say, hey, I got to walk through a gang.
Okay,
gentrification would have fucked you up, Sherrod. You would have.
Am I right?
About the gang
No,
thing?
about leaving half an hour early to be on time.
Oh yeah, of course.
Kevin don't know.
Right, Estee. I need.
Kevin looked like he ain't going nowhere important. Look at him.
Kevin is a sweetheart. Are you far away from Mo and the other guys in Texas?
Yes. Mo is downtown, I think. I actually don't know where Mo lives in Houston. I just see him at the comedy club.
All right. So comment. Oh, sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
He's on Half Naked and Afraid.
Think about this. Louis C.K. gave how much? $30,000 to the staff.
And an apology.
And and another $25,000 to the New York Comedian Fund. Ray Ellen's New York Comedian Fund. That's 50.
Where's that go? Where's my slice of that?
You better call Ray Allen.
Yeah. You need to apply with Ray.
Yeah, it's going through a Aruba bank right now as we speak.
playing a lot of poker.
He was really mad at me because I kind of made fun of the idea that he was in charge of the fund. I told him he should get Ryan Hamilton instead to do it. But I think he'll be fair about it.
What? Based on what is it based on?
You know, the thing is, the truth is that, I mean, I'm happy for my staff, of course, but they're making, Liz, correct me, about $1,100 a week in unemployment benefits, right?
I think maybe before taxes.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Well, and they're not going to get much taxed if they're not making money. I mean,
with the extra.
No. It all.
$600. It's like $442 a week after taxes plus the $600.
Okay, so they're making more than $1,000 a week. The comedians, many of them are not getting money.
Yeah, that's true shit.
And
look at Sherrod's room.
My room. This is my house. Oh, this is a house.
and a lot of them really need
Oh,
it.
I'm sorry. This is a house.
I just seen your sink behind
That's
you.
your apartment, Sherrod?
No, I'm in Connecticut.
Oh.
I got to get out the city. I've been out the city for 30 days.
I think
That looks like a really cool place. Whose place is it?
I think Des Bishop is about 3 weeks away from flying coach. If we don't,
I know, man. I should have backed off on the money to the Comedy Cellar fucking staff. But I was happy to get a video out of it. You know, I shed a tear when you guys put that video on YouTube.
It was a very special video. No problem.
it wasn't us. It wasn't me. It was the waitresses and that was amazing what they did.
It was very nice.
Apparently they went out and bought a new high-powered computer to do it.
Excited there.
Anyway, but it does bring to mind, and I talked a little bit about this on another podcast, and then I actually didn't even air the podcast because I thought what I said was so offensive. But it does bring to mind that it is difficult to give and make that money go where it's most needed.
Yeah, it's a complicated process.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people out there who really need the money more than others, and a lot of these funds are very blunt instruments, and you hope that the people who really need it get the money.
Ray Allen.
But Louis, you know, God bless Louis. I mean, there's a lot. He's not the richest guy in the family. He's one of the richest, but he's not the richest. And he gave $55,000. That's really.
He got a lot of money.
That's amazing.
I love Sherrod.
Amazing.
Louis got a lot of money now.
The spirit of charity. Is the amazing part here.
Do you think he was also
because none of us with
careful.
You know, we have ideas about people, and I don't think anyone could foresee that he would be this generous.
Do you think he was partially expressing a gratitude for, you know, being welcomed back into the cellar at that most difficult time in his life, and having those people serve him drinks and not judge him? Do you think part of that was almost like a thank you for that?
I don't know. It would be second guessing.
Yeah,
but I certainly know that he was Tony.
No.
That he would he feels comfortable every time he comes. You know.
Yep.
Listen, I know rich people, and not just in show business, but in, you know, business world or whatever, then friends of friends who will not reach in their pocket to fucking pick up a check at dinner if they can get away with it, no matter how much money they have. And $55,000 that's, you know, you hear these famous stories like Barbara Streisand wouldn't, like, crazy, being super cheap. Leona Helmsley. There's some other Jews I can't think of. And
but no, and
Helmsley left a dog $3 million.
Like highlighting the importance of the staff, like even on his show, he's showcased the staff, like they're as much a part of what is happening on his show as the comics or anything else. So I thought it was lovely of him to give money.
But since we're so into data analysis now, and as a result of the pandemic, we need to work out his contribution in reference to his actual wealth and see who actually donated the most money. In
Everyone's contribution relative to their actual wealth.
Well, that's true, but you know, Gary Goldman. You guys ever see that bit that Gary Goldman used to do about Bill Gates?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's the best. Where he talked about how he found $20 in his jacket pocket and he was so excited, and then he starts doing the calculation. He says, "I wonder how much money Bill Gates would have to find in his jacket pocket to get the same happiness that my $20." And then he goes through the whole calculation of it. It's just. It's one of his best things. It
was probably $20, but anybody's happy to find it. All right, do the math.
Who do you think? Well, a lot of comedians gave money to the waitresses.
Yeah, I was wondering when we was gonna talk about my $5.
And they keep us.
Rich Ross gave $5
with some crackers every now and then. I don't think he's getting enough credit.
I agree.
So what else, guys? What else is on your mind? You guys must have stuff on your minds. I don't want to have to lead it. You guys.
I mean, the Biden thing is creeping me out because every day.
What is that noise?
What?
Oh, my bad.
What haunted house is Kevin Iso in?
I'm going in the house.
He lives in a haunted house. Leave him alone.
My God.
Biden thing.
Like he was in nature for a minute, and now it's like.
Did you just walk onto the set of Ghost Dad?
Now I'm about to creep up behind Noam.
Yes.
The sexual abuse charges?
Biden, you're okay. I see. You're going straight for Tara Reid.
I was asking you if that's what you were referring to. What was freaking you out?
No, I'm talking about like every time he gives a statement, he like the brain is meandering. He's gone soft, and it's terrifying. And they're coming out with like every other day now, and it's like genuinely like, come on.
Well, it's a very different world. I really think that they should start over on the Democratic primaries because who would have known that the world would be so different? Like Inslee was there early on, right? He was like completely didn't show up in the Democratic primaries. Now you would take him in a heartbeat. The guy is like, he's like a national personality now.
Who?
Governor Inslee. Governor Inslee, the Washington State guy, the guy in Washington State.
Who had the most fatalities from Corona? I don't think so.
No, New York has the most.
No, New York is like by a lot.
Washington was number one at first.
No, they had the first one.
Yeah, but they did have 80 people from one place.
Yeah, well, it was in an old age home predominantly and related to that, but you can't compare.
It's senior living, show respect.
Rod, what the fuck is with your attitude?
80 less Trump voters right there.
Whoa.
But it's less all voters.
Do you think that Hillary is gonna jump back in?
No.
I mean, not unless it's like a daisy chain lesbian Smith reunion.
Huh?
It's Biden. I don't think there's any procedure to get rid of Biden. It's his.
No, I don't think so.
Nomination. He won it fair and square.
Yeah.
He did not win it fair and square.
Well, for
Collusion's
politics.
not fair.
Well, he didn't cheat.
No, it's high order consensus. It's not conspiracy.
He cannot keep a straight line
at all.
Well, to be fair to Biden, I don't know that you're wrong. You could be right, but first of all, he has a speech impediment, and apparently,
oh my God.
That's a Delaware accent, though.
Apparently, these speech impediments can recur as you get older. And what I did notice that when they had that one debate with Biden and Sanders, when there was no audience and it was just the two of them.
Yeah.
He was pretty good. He was okay.
That was his one moment. Every other debate, he was crazy.
As soon as there's people around, he sounds like there's a scene from the King's Speech.
Right. So that could be either cognitive decline, or it could be that with nerves, his impediment gets worse.
Either
actually, are you talking about? I mean, he cannot keep a thought.
Well, when you're stuttering, first of all, it takes up a lot of bandwidth, and you just look for something to say. So whatever pops into your head may come out.
Joe Biden is to speaking what FDR was to jogging.
Shay!
Listen, I'm not.
No, this is
a comic whose stutter got worse when they got on stage.
Look, I just want to be fair. I mean,
know what I mean? Like, put him on weekends.
But it is.
I have the same misgivings you do, but we have the openness. Look, they were saying that Trump had severe cognitive decline for a few years. And it's pretty
It's a
clear.
good, Noam, I didn't know that he has speech impediment, but it does make sense that suddenly when he went online, he did actually seem to just get really bad at speaking. And it does make sense that in certain scenarios, speech impediments get worse, and it's probably something he's not used to. So it makes sense that it would start to show up.
This
hold on.
man has been in public eye
Estee.
for most of his life.
Yeah.
I just want to say one thing about somebody.
You cannot put it on nerves or
you don't know that, but I want to say something about jumping to conclusions. So for 2 years, they were saying that Trump had severe cognitive decline, and doctors were going on TV and saying blah, blah, blah. And I think it's pretty clear now that whatever is up with that dude, with his narcissism or whatever it is, he's not in cognitive decline. He's got the names, the numbers, the facts at his fingertips. He seems very much in command of his short and long-term memory, which is basically
just is a very limited vocabulary. That's all.
He's got all kinds of other personality issues, but senility doesn't seem to be what it is.
Based on his public speaking, or is this based on
not Trump? I'm saying how we were all, even I was like ready to jump on the bandwagon. The guy's lost his mind. He can't remember anything. They were comparing his speech patterns from the past, and he can't string sentences together and blah, blah, blah. And now that you see him in his crisis, like, well, why did anybody think he was senile? So I'm just saying that with Biden, it could be that, but it could also be a speech impediment,
Oh no, come on, Noam.
All right,
You
What
wouldn't.
about when?
It's the content of what he says, Noam, not how he says it.
Listen, let me compare it to Harrison Greenbaum.
Is this gonna be a gay joke?
It could be that he's gay.
You're on, stop him.
It could be that, but there are other possible explanations, I suppose. I've read about in textbooks.
Yeah, they call it the Mr. Rogers syndrome.
Is that a fair comparison, Mahran?
Well, no, I mean,
not
yes,
gay.
exactly. I mean, most of the time that I've spent having sex with men is because of a speech impediment.
Can you make it bigger?
Estee, we can hear you.
Sorry.
Had sex. You stepped on Mahran's punchline. Most of the time, what, Mahran?
That I've had sex with men is because of a speech impediment.
That's a dick in your mouth.
Yeah, it's just like I keep tripping over balls.
No, I don't want to.
Kevin, what were you going to say that time?
It was something about Joe Biden touching little girls. I forgot how it worded it.
Listen, I have a video here. Can I show you guys?
Yes.
What I was talking about?
Choosing Joe to be my vice president was one of the best decisions I ever made. What are we doing? What's going on right now? I believe Joe has all the qualities we need in a president right now. Got a lot of it. I got hairy legs. Taught him how to persevere. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. How to bounce back when you've been knocked down. Give me a break. Joe talks about opportunity for our kids. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Okay, Estee. Okay.
But she's not. This is.
I get it. Obama is really,
We need Obama back. That's the whole
Obama's
message of this.
pretty problematic.
All men and women created.
Estee.
That was him flubbing the Declaration of Independence.
No.
Really got me.
I don't like videos like that, to tell you the truth. I don't like
They're
that.
just doctor videos.
That's straight from the Grey Gutfeld show.
No, can I ask you something?
Sure.
Are you, like, you follow the political process a lot, right? Like you have been for years. Are you not tired of following it and what's going on? Like, you're
Kevin's
not
in the room that he lost his
is it
virginity.
always? Is it still interesting to you? Is what I'm saying. Like, how do you find it interesting?
Do you got SpongeBob sheets on your bed? You fucking
I
child.
will cry.
Oh, I did lose my virginity in here. Yeah, that's a good. That's a good.
Who was he, Kevin?
That's a good eye.
How much?
I can tell you grew up in that room. Like, you still in.
I do find it interesting, but I'm not that interested in the politics as much as I am in the ideas of it all and the policies and all that. Yeah, I can't help it. It's like my soap opera, like that's just what it is. A lot of it's just for entertainment, but I you get addicted to it.
I think this proves, though, that a nearly 2-year nomination process for a candidate is silly because the world can change so much. And the fact that Biden is the nominee and we just live in this whole other world now. There's like 3 or 4 other people that jump to your head that didn't exist as a thought in your mind before. I mean,
but 10 years from now, people won't even remember this shit. the attention span of this country, I say 5 years from now, people won't remember it. They won't recall it. We'll be stumbling down the same flight of stairs, I'm telling you, later on in the future.
So, Des, what I hear you saying is that you think Biden will lose.
No, I just think it's unfortunate that Biden's the nominee now. I just think that there's just a much greater pool of potential Democratic nominees. If they restarted the process, the pool would look completely different. And the fact that the election is not until November just seems crazy that you wouldn't have the opportunity to do that.
Well, here's something that the country's lost sight of, which is that senators don't know a fucking thing. They vote yes, they vote no. If they don't want to vote at all, they call in sick. They said Ted Kennedy did the job drunk for like 15 years. Nobody knew the difference. But governors, for better or for worse, they're fucking running shit.
Yeah, well, especially now you're seeing that now. That's why.
Yeah, but we forgot that governors actually have a real job.
Yeah, sometimes they do an awful job.
You got to say what to do, you know? And senators for a long time were not very successful presidential candidates.
You still need the federal government, because if we still had just governors running things, we still have Jim Crow laws across this nation. Remember that?
Nation.
Nation. And plus, Des, it ain't like we don't have people now that are be qualified and great presidents and presidential candidates. Is that they can't raise the money. It's like where the money goes is who's going to get an opportunity. And the rich people gave Biden money to run. Biden got all the money. He made more money than everybody.
But he actually didn't.
They're talking about Bloomberg spent $1 billion and didn't get any votes at all.
It ain't, because that's all his money. It's
Biden had the least money. Sanders had more money.
Sanders had the most money. Sanders had the most money.
Biden was having terrible trouble raising money.
Let me tell you something. The right people gave Biden money. Now, you want to see who picks the president? Follow the money. Follow money.
The money didn't go to Biden, Sherrod. What are you, drunk?
Biden won South Carolina, and he raised the most money in that week than anybody did the whole campaign. Check that fact. Mike, get Mike on it. Get Mike on it. After he won South Carolina, he raised more money than anybody. Get Mike on it.
After it was clear he was going to win.
Not the same.
After it was clear that Biden was going to win, the money started pouring in.
And when those people in South Carolina gave him that money, that's when they said, well, he got all the support, because all the big wigs in South Carolina, including that black dude who's the pastor, whoever he is, the senator, congressman down there.
All Bloomberg's
when they went with Biden, the whole Democratic Party went like this. Meep. The Democratic Party is just a bunch of dum-dums chasing one person and a couple people. There was up Hillary Clinton's ass the same way. And they made us make that decision. And they made us make this decision. And that's why Bernie has a hard time, because the people in that fucking party don't like him.
But Sherrod, the black people love Biden.
Yeah, but Bernie also
black people love what's familiar. And plus, he's so close to Obama. It's like if Michelle Obama was in there, they say fuck a Biden.
Hold on, Mike. Take that off. First of all, you never show any, Mike, just to take a memo. You never show anything that makes Sherrod look right, okay?
See, now, I've already known this is
your grammar.
That's already.
Can you see that?
No.
What?
Joe Biden's campaign was cash poor. He seized control of the nomination.
That's absolutely true.
After South Carolina, I said, what's the date on that?
I'm saying that's when once he clinched the nomination, the money started pouring because everybody wants that influence from the guy they know is going to win. But Tom Steyer was a billionaire. Bloomberg was a billionaire. Sanders had tons
and they're home, baby. They're home in their mansions.
Right, but I'm saying money was not what won the.
It's who the money came from as well, Noam. It's who the money came from.
What difference does it make who it came from?
Because that's who runs this country.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about, Sherrod.
Yeah.
It's big. What?
Oh no.
Dad's break it down for him. Mahran.
Two other nominees who are doing just fine dropping out of the race. The media really being like, look at Biden go, and not really sort of like equally reporting on like how this is still a contentious primary. It was a coalition, a convergence of forces that really came behind a senile candidate who will lose.
First of all, everybody counted Biden out. Who saved Biden?
I count him out.
Black people saved Biden.
Black people saved anybody.
I didn't do anything.
Not you, not you particular black person. The black vote.
I love Kevin.
Once the primaries went to states with
black vote, Kevin.
Vermont, New Hampshire, they don't have any black people. Once they moved to states that have significant African American voters,
but it ain't just the black people.
Vice president cleaned up.
Yeah, but it's not just the black people. It's also the white people who actually interact with black people. So if you're in New Hampshire and you don't even interact with us, it's like the chances of some of our issues being on your list is not positive. So it's just people who got more in common with each other. That's why even his white votes went up in South Carolina, not just his black.
Sherrod, who did you support? Yeah. Who did you support, Sherrod?
I'm an independent. I don't vote in the primaries.
But who would you have supported in the primary?
Probably Bernie. Bernie's the closest to my heart, buddy. And everybody's scared of Bernie because he talks socialism, but everything, the fire department is socialism.
And meanwhile,
we all pay for that.
Bernie is the closest to my heart too, but I was always afraid that he would lose to Trump, and that's I could have been wrong, but that was definitely on my mind.
But I'd rather go out with my winner. I learned that in different elections. I'd rather go out on my sword.
I wasn't talking about Biden, Mahran. I was just saying that I wasn't happy that Sanders would be the nominee. I wasn't preferring Biden.
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying, but Trump is going to castrate Biden.
I mean, I don't think you're right. I think that the way he's
he uses that as a whatever. I can't.
As a compliment. I say that because I love Trump.
But I would prefer if Biden was not the nominee. That's the truth. I really wish there was a way to mess around with the delegates.
Who would you rather?
One of these governors.
Michelle, you think Michelle Obama runs? She would win.
I say Michelle should have ran.
I agree. I mean, I'd be happy with her.
Yeah,
it'd be so great.
But so now the conversation seems to be who he's going to pick as a VP, right? Like who's going to be his vice president.
But they're already saying that it's going to be what's her name from California, Kamala
Harris.
It can't be Kamala.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hearing.
Why? Because she's black now?
Look at Kevin's face. Look at Kevin's face.
Horrible.
Like in general. Because it's a hell of a face.
That ticket is like they redoing Give Me a Break with Nell Carter.
Yeah.
He's the sheriff and she's
Kamala Harris is a horrible politician. If they choose Kamala Harris, he's crazy.
Who
do you think he should pick?
Yeah, first of all, to be clear, she's a terrible politician, and number one. Number two, even if she weren't, this is not a national election. This is an election in 3 or 4 swing states, white working class swing states. Kamala Harris gets you nothing in those states.
No.
Klobuchar.
You need Klobuchar or somebody who's going to appeal to the Rust Belt white working class that voted for Obama in 2008 and 2012 and switched to Trump in 2016. And Harris is not going to get you those.
She's
votes.
not that. She's not that.
Do you think
he's not even strong in the black community, by the way?
Do you think Warren hurts him? I think Warren hurts him.
Warren's smart, the smartest person.
It's unfortunate because she's such a great debater. I mean, she would wipe the floor with Pence. It's unfortunate.
She's the smartest probably, but she's a bore. It's like watching a kindergarten teacher.
I don't like Warren, but I don't have an opinion whether she help him or hurt him. But I think that Klobuchar, by the way, who went to Yale, like she's very plain spoken, so I had no idea. She's a high-powered intellect. She went to Yale Law School. She wrote a paper in college on the construction of the dome in Minnesota. What's it called? The
Superdome?
Whatever it is. Superdome. That was so well written. It's published as a book to this day in college. She's very, very impressive, actually.
I think her dictate's funny.
I like Klobuchar as a pick, though. That's a smart pick.
Yeah.
It's bland on bland crime. It is it's the nobody gives a shit ticket.
Yeah, but dude, you're a gay guy in New York doesn't have his heart on the fucking pulse of middle America.
How do you know I'm gay?
Clutch your pearls as you say
it. Anyway, I was trying to think of a throbbing joke. Listen, the thing is that, and also Biden is so old.
They both are.
We haven't had this kind of scenario since John McCain ran, where the vice president is really going to be looked at with a little more care than normally.
Like you might take it. You might take the seat.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially a guy who might be senile. And in that case, I really don't think Kamala Harris is a good choice. I think Klobuchar would be way better. Maybe Warren.
Who knows? We might get Edith. His wife might take over. Joe Biden's wife, and then pull a Edith Wilson, and just have a husband with a stroke in a room while she run the country. How about that? Our first female president.
Does a good job.
What about Michelle Obama as vice president?
Huh?
Biden.
Michelle Obama.
Michelle Obama
I like her.
Wife is terrifying.
Michelle Obama, right? as vice president, that would be quite a ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely pie in the sky stuff. But yeah, that would be quite the ticket.
Could happen.
But then Obama
I would assassinate Biden so we could have a decent president.
Right. It's
Well,
like
to be fair,
Obama.
I don't know why everybody thinks Michelle Obama would be a good president. I mean, I've nothing bad to say about her at all, except that I don't know anything about her abilities to run a country. You know,
But she got Obama on that name. I mean, Joe probably would do a better job even if he had Sasha Obama, one of the little girls with him. Just grab anybody from the Obama house and this way they can help you.
what you're saying is that if Michelle were there, that she'd have Barack Obama at her side and helping her. Then I guess you're right. Yeah. I used to think that about Hillary too.
That is a stronger looking ticket.
Michelle Obama and Joe Biden, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But yeah, but you know, it looks strong, but it's like Chrissy had a joke. He was like, just because your wife did it, don't mean just because you did, don't mean your wife can do it. Just because you had a position on me, your wife. It's like if you got on the plane and they said, "Hey, the pilot's out today, but his wife is here," you ain't gonna fly on the plane.
Yeah, I've been trying to tell my wife that for a while.
Wait, who was the dancer who danced with Gene Kelly?
Fred Astaire?
Yeah, no, Gene Kelly. Yeah.
Charisse?
No, the girl, the lady.
Debbie Reynolds?
Ginger Rogers?
The old saying is that she did everything he did backwards in it.
Sid Charisse.
Is it Sid Charisse?
Yeah.
Everything that he did, she did backwards and in heels. I think Michelle Obama, like, she stayed cool in very, specific ways. No one ever talked about her lower lip. I think she's, very, I think that's presidential.
You should be Joan Rivers.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Sid Charisse.
Nobody talking about her lower lip or what's that smell.
That's very electable. That's how you dodge controversy.
All right, I think we're about out here. What about what else? What about I think the comedy's going to come back in the rest of the country before it comes back in New York. What do you think of that?
Oh, what are you, the Hollywood Reporter?
I'm asking you. Did they say that?
Why did Hollywood Reporter say anything?
Oh, how about the fact our Comedy Central show got canceled?
Oh, did it?
No.
Yeah.
But luckily, Ray got that money from that fund to keep him going. He's got a parachute.
They said they were opening up a bowling alley.
Actually passed.
Ray really did that out of a goodwill. He had a hard time. His sister died, and he was trying to do something to feel
better. I get that. I called him to congratulate him and thank him, but he changed his number. It went straight to voicemail. That's crazy.
It went straight to a shell company in the Caymans.
All right,
I say this every time I'm here. It's so beautiful seeing your faces. I swear to God, every time I see it, it's so nice to see your faces.
That's nice. Wait, can we see the baby?
Who's
no, totally asleep. Definitely asleep at 9:29. The baby's like 7 months old. Is like asleep.
All right.
Okay.
Is it a boy or girl?
Boy, and like the most beautiful kid. I mean, I have pictures of the kid.
And does the Lindberghs not know you have it?
I can't. Why would you say that to me after I was cleared of the Jean Benet charges? Why you would say that to me?
The Lindberghs must be worried, huh?
Mahran, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
In a gay relationship, is it less acceptable to like just let yourself go when you're in quarantine? Like you have to maintain your appearance a little bit. Like you're so well.
Noah's growing this bullshit mountain beard. He looks terrible. The beard is terrible. And I've tried to talk to him about it. I'm like, shave the stupid beard. And I tried to grow one for a second too. I looked like a crazy.
I meant for the wife.
Yes. I'm just kidding. That looks so beautiful.
Your skin looks great, man.
To me how beautiful he looks. And it makes me think he's violated quarantine. I feel like he has a glam squad and it's pissing me off. He looks too good. He looks too good.
I mean, my God,
Estee also looks very good. Sherrod, you're you. Liz,
I showered today, but I've been going days without a shower. I don't know how my wife deals with it.
Oh yeah, I've definitely I've not been showering as much. That's a fact.
Yeah. These are all like shoulders up. Yeah.
I've been wearing pajamas most of the time.
Yeah, definitely knock-around pants. I don't want nothing with a button or a zipper on it.
Liz is completely buck naked.
From the waist down.
Liz,
Nice.
Liz is completely what?
Naked.
From the waist
Yeah,
down.
a scene like a toddler where you just pull your pants down.
With body paint then? If you're naked, what I'm seeing is it's a body paint.
Oh,
By the way, about
the body
was it, just remind on our team, was it Kevin? Was it Kevin who went on the show and trashed it on the
About the tweet. Put some sheets on that bed, you animal.
What did he say again? What did he say, Liz?
So what? Can you repeat the?
Turn your mic up, Liz.
Central?
I was on a rant. I was telling this unrelated story about working at a bar and how they let me go home even though I was sick and they still paid me. And I was like, I'm surprised that being a bar back, I got more support than Comedy Central did. And then I got off stage.
You were so happy when you said it too. The joy in your
I
face.
didn't think, I didn't think anybody was gonna laugh. I was scared as shit.
That is
every time you're on stage.
What is wrong with you? You're so good.
That's a fascinating thing. So what goes through your head or was not going through your head that you would say something like that on a Comedy Central show? Like what?
It's funny.
That's it. Just it's funny.
Yeah, it's funny.
Did you regret it when it came out?
No, I didn't regret it. I didn't regret it at all. I regretted having to hear Liz talk to me for like 25 minutes after I said it, but I didn't.
What shade of red was her face?
We didn't care.
Oh, it was like you're talking out of turn.
Yeah.
Too sensitive. It wasn't direct to TV. Who cares?
I thought it was just funny.
It was funny.
I just thought it was funny.
That's like an in-house joke, you know. It's like it's a 10-minute set.
The staff laughed the loudest.
But people's feelings got hurt, and yeah.
Who did Mr. Comedy Cellar get upset?
I don't know if Liz told you. I was in his corner. I kept when it came out. I said, whatever, just let it go. Who cared? Ray Allen was mad.
I knew you would. That's right. Ray was mad.
Yeah, he was mad.
But that's before he got all his fun money too.
Ray was mad.
But when I talked him down, then he saw. I was like, Ray, it doesn't matter. Who cares what somebody says?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Get your money.
Who cares of all the things to worry about?
Did you?
Who cares what that little black boy says?
Liz, you didn't tell him what I said.
Kevin, I booked you on the Comedy Central show after that, and they showed you
they didn't care either. Comedy Central
didn't care.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much.
I think
think about it.
Yeah.
It's not like you were blackballed from them, from the Comedy Central.
Kevin, it's not like you said something about Estee.
A different story.
I think he kind of got upset that he didn't get in trouble for it. You know,
I was really scared that I was going to because I needed that money. I don't know why I did that. I still am poor, but I was more poured in.
Oh, your camera works. We can tell.
You're sitting next to your sink.
Because this is the quietest room.
He's fine.
If it makes you feel any better, Kevin, I was always on my best behavior, and they never fucking used me once, so don't feel bad.
It's the hair, Des.
Isn't there something about being a comedian where you think of what you shouldn't say, and it becomes irresistible, and you get it out somehow? I have that problem too.
Yeah.
That's almost the only things I say.
But that's such a low level. That's such an aside, that joke. It's not even it's not even a big deal. Like so many of those types of jokes are told over the years.
You're
like,
wearing pink and red.
Stuff.
You're wearing Nantucket red, you rich bastard.
Yes.
It's fucking pink, you homophobe.
No, it's not.
No, that's salmon, hooker.
And don't try to put that on gay people.
That is sodomite salmon.
All right. Anyway,
you know what? I can't remember the actor's name. It's something Connor, I think, from Mannix. Mahran, you look just like him.
Oh,
like Mike Connors?
No, it's not Mike Connors. From the show Mannix.
Yeah,
You
that's
remember
Mike
that?
Connors.
Oh, Mannix.
He looks just like him.
I love it.
I gotta Google it. I gotta Google a picture of him.
Google it. You look just like him.
Looking at that.
Yeah, Mahran's looking handsome these days.
You guys
Yeah.
are very sweet.
Handsome. You feel very well too.
I feel good. I walk like up, like I walk in the mountains every day. It's a lovely way of living.
Because you're not out here in the streets no more staring at.
Everybody, good night.
That's my original nose.
Good night.